Welcome to Bangers and Trash, the only podcast brave enough to ask, does smoking always look cool? Now that we've seen a 9-year-old girl in a frilly dress do it, I can answer yes. Smoking does always look cool.
It does. I was thinking this when we were watching it, about how everyone is always smoking in these old movies, even though this one isn't really that old, but I guess it's trying to be like the vibe of an old movie.
50 years old. It's pretty old.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I feel like they nailed the make it look like it was shot in the 30s kind of vibe.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But we've got some other things to talk about before we get on to Paper Moon, which is the best rated movie of 1973. We first of all have the year 1900 to cover, and then also Blackenstein. Leave a like for Blackenstein, that's a great one. Let's start with the short movies, I think, because we'll get these out of the way pretty quickly.
Wait, hang on. Wait, stop recording.
And we're back, having now watched the best and worst rated films of 1900 as rated on Letterboxd.com.
Took a very long time.
Well, having seen them very recently, Nathan, I should ask you, how do you feel about Faust and Marguerite, having watched it 6 minutes ago?
Despite the fact that I watched it 6 minutes ago, I have very few opinions on it. It's shaky, wacky camera, some guys in a room. Honestly, didn't really get much characterization out of Marguerite or Faust or this mystery third and fourth characters.
Like, I imagine this is based on the actual Faust myth, like lore, right? Because it's a story that I'm vaguely aware of. Based on historical fiction from 1480 to 1540.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, so it is an actual guy. Because, obviously the thing people know with Faust is... Faustian deals. Right? Yeah. Like, I'll give you this, you give me that, and I'm going to lose out. But for now, I get a little bit of benefit. Couldn't really figure much of that from Faust and Marguerite.
It's like two guys arguing over a woman. Then they go to like sword fight one another, and one of them gets turned into, as I've written down here, sodden bones, just becomes a skeleton, and then he kind of, that's really it, really.
Yeah, they just kind of got him, and then at the end, everyone's gone, and a guy in a suit, who I guess maybe is the devil.
That feels like the implication.
Yeah.
Although it does also feel like a camera test for the 1900s, which, hey, fair play.
Yeah, a lot of like, oh, we can stitch these frames together where no one's in the chair, then someone else is in the chair, and oh, look, people are teleporting and vanishing everywhere. But
like very shaky when stitched together. Like very shaky, which to be fair, I can't criticise them for. It's early camera use, but
yeah.
You're not really hiding the cut there, lads.
So apparently, it's supposed to be Mephistopheles who is offering the sword to Faust and then offering to kill Marguerite. So, I don't know. Devil. I need to, like, read one of the Faust stories. Yeah.
I thought that you would have. I feel like you're the kind of guy who would have read most of the Faust stuff from what we know of each other.
I can see it. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely, like, I do like old occult stuff, but I guess Faust mostly passed me by. I like to use the word Faustian. I think Faust is a cool word.
It's a great name, a great word. But yeah, as a film, I don't know. It's a neat little interest. It's 1 minute and 20 seconds long-ish.
Yeah.
You can find it on YouTube.
Watch it, I guess. It's not like you're not missing out if you don't. No.
Slightly more interesting. It walked through Paris, France in the 1890s. So when we watched Man from Movie Camera, you mentioned this genre of City Symphony, where it was just like things being filmed.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess the idea is like if you have a camera, the first thing you want to document is like real shit, right? So I can imagine if you're some guy in like Brooklyn or like London or something, and you see they're doing a film that just shows you what it's like in Paris. That's kind of cool. You go see that. And I guess that's kind of why the genre like kicked off.
It's like to prove the idea of we can show you what reality looks like. This is a cool way to pitch it, because something like Faust and Marguerite is very much about, from the the brief minute that it is, it's about like, the spectacle of filmmaking, and this is just like early documentary in a way, right? Where it's just, here's the thing, look at it.
Yeah, it's the only comment is what you decide to record. You're not actually kind of adding anything. And I imagine even if you were to go back then and tell them, like, hey, did you know, by virtue of you picking your subjects, you are doing commentary, could have blown some of their fucking minds.
Well, yeah.
Even
Yeah,
a trip
it's
through Paris is not apolitical. That's the classic.
yeah.
But yeah, it's
No, it's cool to see Paris in that time. Like, really big open streets. Crazy how open it was. Carriages going around a lot. Little kid gets poked with an umbrella because he's
standing in
the
front of the
camera.
shop.
So funny that, like, it's 100 years ago. Cameras are just invented. We still know. Don't stand in front of the fucking camera, dude.
Well, there was a
Get out
bit
of the way.
where they're showing towards the end of, 5 minutes, but towards the end, it's the shot of the carriages coming by, which is not really narrowing it down very much because a lot of these shots are carriages going by, and you see a guy come in from sort of the left side of the frame, and he spots the camera, and he goes, "Ooh," and then he like goes back out from the same side.
It's so weird how, like, you know, we've been looking through this stuff. Cameras have existed for all of 30 years, probably less in consumer style fashion, and people are still like, oh, look at the camera, we'll point at the camera, we'll make eye contact with the camera, we'll move out of the way of the camera. It's like the moment you understood that a thing could be captured, people are immediately interested in it.
Yeah.
Such a weird, like, cultural zeitgeist thing that has never left.
I think it's as well like that kind of tech. I think gets picked up real fast, right? And a lot of people suddenly know.
You understand
Yeah.
very quickly what it is doing.
So like, you just have everyone has this expectation of what it is and how it works because I mean it was witchcraft, right? Like you fully revolutionized everything when you could take pictures of stuff, and now you can make the pictures move. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. I wonder if the guy dodged out of the way of the camera because he thought, like, oh, they need more time for the exposure to take, like, a singular shot, so having a big guy blocking the way is rude, or if he, like, understood that it was being, you know, procedurally filmed.
Yeah, I would assume he would have known it was being filmed, because I think cameras are a bit faster by that point, and also likely the apparatus looked pretty fucking different.
True. Like, they would have been doing the crank thing.
Yeah, I think this would have been hand cranked, yeah.
Yeah.
So the guy could have thought either this is a very strange photographer or they're making a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, more fun to look at, more fun to see old Paris, France. I don't have anything like huge to say about it because it is just like a neat little pseudo documentary, but it's cool.
Yeah, and everyone was dripped out.
Oh, dude,
that was cool.
Crazy. Not to spoil it, but I think some of the Who Said That talks about the fashion back then in general because damn, shit looks great.
It's an interesting one because I mean, like, I do like when you see some things that really reinforce, like, oh, okay, this is the 1890s, right? The kids in the fucking little suit and shorts pushing boats around.
They're all wearing the shorts.
Yeah,
they've got
the
like the little
stick.
collar. They've all got little sailboats.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's the like 1890s. And at one point in the frame, there, everyone's walking up to some kind of stand. I don't know what it is, and a woman just fucking swaggers by, hand in pocket, cane at side, and I'm like, she just looked cool as hell now. So people are just like, people were really different, and yet we've never changed. It's kind of cool. I do love seeing a lot of these older ones. Like going into this podcast, I was excited to see a lot of more movies from kind of the 80s forward, right? Because that's what I'm aware of as far as the big movies go. But I'm really glad we've rolled so many of these earlier years, because it's really fun from just a historical perspective to see what people were like.
Yeah, and even to see like the earlier films as well. I still think about Cameraman's Revenge, where like you've got some guy probably in a basement doing a little stop motion thing with bugs. It's like that feels, you know, weirdly auteur short film you might see in a modern day setting. The idea that someone's doing it 100 years ago using pretty similar techniques to how we're doing it nowadays is like, oh damn, that's crazy.
I do love like your opinion on that, because mine is that it's like that's just Newgrounds, dude. Like
it's Newgrounds. Exactly.
Yeah, like it's very Newgrounds coded to make a short little stop motion animation with a bunch of dead bugs. Like if you saw that shit, that would do numbers on Newgrounds in 2008.
It's the pre-internet albino black sheep.
Yeah, exactly.
And people who recognise that one, you're the real ones.
You gotta say Oni nowadays, dude. I think. Well, I guess they don't know him for that, but they know. Go watch fucking anything by Psychic Pebbles. You'll get the idea.
Yeah.
But the that kind of thing. It's people are just making the same stuff. I mean, even just the general like shot to shot. I mean, if you at all, for some reason, I don't know why you would have done this, but recently watched any kind of early popular like Flash animations, where I feel like a lot of the opinions I have, like the very old ones, like Making of an American Citizen, what we watched.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the comedy in that, the humor in it is so similar to just like early Flash.
Yes, where like it's a little bit random and it's a little bit loud, either visually or like actual noise or kind of violent in a really unjustified way.
Like sudden, just pointless violence, and like the jokes just being like, haha, here's a thing that isn't happening, like completely Americanized. Like the dude getting beat up, sent to like a work camp for hitting his wife, and then a bunch of guys jumping him when he hits his wife, and at the end of it, he smiles and says, like, this is my wife and we're happy now. That's so fucking like Newgrounds in the early days.
Yeah.
It's so strange.
It's what's doubly strange is like the people making that. I have no doubt that they didn't watch these things, so it's weird how that just like over like culturally for 100 years apart, no connective thread, no similar lived experience, have developed that same kind of broad sense of humor.
Yeah, I think things like that are just timelessly funny, right? We made the joke in the Great Dictator about how like loud noises are always funny. Like I think you could go back into the Neolithic age and show them the shot from The Simpsons of Sideshow Bob stepping on a bunch of rakes, and they'd lose their shit. they'd understand why that's funny. Like that's... that kind of shit always hits. Slapstick's perfect. Buster Keaton, timeless. It's just how it works.
Man, you show them the front facade of the house falling, and then it falls, and he's still standing up. Blows that mind.
Raucous applause.
Crazy.
Grug fucking loves Buster Keaton, dude. That's what I mean. Like, I think like a lot of that stuff it carries forward. I mean, the Paris Rants, it's a good one because it's obviously not comedy. Like to kind of bring it back to where it is. It's nice to get an idea that the past wasn't that long ago. Like, we haven't really changed that much. Even the things that have changed are so temporary. Because we mentioned, like, the kids' outfits and stuff. If you took a kid from 100 years before that, they'd be saying the same shit about these guys as well. So it's just little temporary things like fashion, that changes. But the broad strokes are just the same thing. It's
the idea of kids going to a pond and putting something on the water to float around and, like, poke it with sticks. It's like, like, maybe kids aren't doing that nowadays because they got like TikTok brains.
Nah, I got a pond near me. Kids are doing that shit today.
There you go. There you go.
They might have an iPad, but like they ain't just not going out and pushing stuff around on the water.
Dude, chuck the iPad, see it float. That's a good time.
Yeah, just everything's the same and nothing is ever going to change.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's another 5-minute short one. You can quickly check it out. It's fun.
Those I would just recommend going and checking out. I mean, even if you just go binge through a bunch of these just to get an idea. Like, they're just fun to watch.
Yeah, there's probably like 500 different city symphonies from this time where you can go like, that's what it was like back then. Neat.
Especially if you live in a big enough city that there was one of your town, that's always going to be fun.
You could probably find a landmark, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking that. Like, imagine going to that cathedral at the start of this nowadays in France. I imagine it is like packed.
I'd love to see someone do
and buildings and...
like a shot-for-shot remake in all the same places. Very cool time capsule idea. Yeah.
Well, moving right on then to 1973. Our first movie we'll talk about is Blackenstein. It's very weird how perception of film has changed for me in the last few months. Because if you ask me, December 2025, is Blackenstein one of the worst movies you've ever watched? I would probably say yes.
Yeah.
In April 2026, I'm like, hey, Blackenstein, pretty good.
Yeah, the exact same feeling. I was watching this going like, yeah, I could watch this again.
I could watch the first 45 minutes pretty easily again, and then it really starts to fall off. But that first 40 minutes, like, there's some stuff in here. Like, Blackenstein is not a bad time, right?
I genuinely just enjoyed it. I had the same thing, right? The ending, maybe not great, but
the ending is bad. Yeah, like some of the receptionist thing got. You look at it, and people are like, "It's a dreary mess with no fun, the worst of blaxploitation and of horror." And I'm like, I don't think that's true. Though I need to watch more, like 70s horror and blaxploitation, I guess. But
Like I would
no, it was a good
say,
time.
especially like the first half, right? I just enjoyed it. I didn't think I was going to,
Yeah.
and it just got me. And I'm like, oh no, I'm in actually. This is all right. Some of the actors were a little stiff.
So
Let's say.
Blackenstein's actor. I don't know if you looked into this. He was actually he wasn't an actor. He was just like a guy off the street
Yeah.
who I think he was like a client of a lawyer that the writer producer knew. And he
Okay.
just kind of liked him, so he cast him as whatever. And for the first bit, because the general premise is it's supposed to be Frankenstein, but it's really not. But like a guy gets injured in Vietnam, arms and legs blown off by a landmine, and you see him in the hospital bed, and he's talking, and he feels like someone who's going through that kind of like post-war PTSD
Yeah, very
like
flat.
shock. Right? He's very flat. He's very static. I thought it was a great performance. And then you see him act when he's got limbs back. He's supposed to be emoting. It's like, oh no, okay.
Yeah,
He's just
saying his lines.
he's just saying his lines.
Yeah. Like, okay, you mentioned as well, it's supposed to be Frankenstein, but it really isn't. I was very surprised and confused. Why is, like, Dr. Stein, like, just the good
Yeah.
guy and kind of like an ethical doctor?
So okay, yeah. So
Like,
I imagine you've probably read Frankenstein, right? I've
Yeah,
got the
yeah.
book sitting around. I haven't read it before, but like my understanding is a doctor kind of gets some hubris, makes the Frankenstein, doesn't like treat him well as a son. The Frankenstein goes to kind of a rampage, is more intelligent than depicted occasionally, and it's a story about like playing God and about parenthood and about like tampering with creations that you shouldn't. This is a story about a potential cuckold causing forced reverse evolution in a man.
yeah, so, like, mostly there with the main story of, like, actual Frankenstein, right? It's also a lot about the regret, right, for the doctor, Dr.
Yeah.
Frankenstein. He mentions, like, it's said, like, to the reader in the book how he's not going to tell you how he did it because it shouldn't be done, all this other shit.
Okay.
Lots of remorse, like, oh, my professors were very smart and wrong, and I thought none of them could go as far as they should. And then he's like, fuck, maybe they had a point about not doing this stuff. Right, the guy loved alchemists and then did alchemy and was like, this shit's wrong, actually, don't do that. Also, Frankenstein, much more, the monster, that is, much more sympathetic in the book, right, kind of played
he
neutral.
kind of talks, right?
Yeah, he's just a smart guy.
He's intelligent.
Yeah, he's just a guy. Flees to the North Pole. It's kind of sick, I'd recommend it. Yeah, Blackenstein. Yeah, guy gets caveman serum.
Really weird. Like I don't get why you do that as the plot because there's something there about because this was made in 73. Vietnam War formally ends 75, so this would have been in production probably 71, 72.
Yep.
So it's a film about the idea of like a black man getting injured in a very like for no good reason a white man's war, and there's something there in terms of like racial history and like you know the exploitation of black bodies in a more literal sense. And then pivot it into we've got the caveman potion to turn you into a caveman. It's like, what the fuck?
It's so to give it context of like maybe my favorite shot in the movie. You have Winifred, who is Eddie, who becomes Blackenstein. She's his like fiance, but he's told her not to come back because he got stepped on a landmine and all his limbs blew off.
Can I correct you very briefly with something here? Because they don't pronounce it fiance, they pronounce it fiance.
Fiance, sorry, yeah, fiance.
I don't think they knew how to pronounce fiance.
Anyway, she's his fiance, and then she realizes like, oh, I used to intern for Dr. Stein, the man who puts limbs back on people's bodies. I'm gonna go and speak to Dr. Stein. She talks to him, and in my notes, Dr. Stein is played by a man who is not Dick Van Dyke.
Okay, yeah. I can kind of put them together in my head. Yeah.
He looks like every character Dick Van Dyke has played in a Columbo episode. Like the face is like identical.
Seen, like,
yeah, you probably haven't seen Poppins.
So I got less.
yeah. I have Columbo brain. So
it's a very weird initial exposure though, because Winifred is like, "Hey, my fiance Eddie got hit by a landmine. He really needs some help." And Dr. Stein is like, "Cool, we'll talk about it. We'll figure it out." Literally, in the next scene, Dr. Stein says, "What's wrong with your fiance?" And Winifred says, "I'd rather not talk about it."
Yeah, it was weird that she was very cagey.
You've already said it. Like, they've already talked about it.
Well, she didn't tell him that all of his limbs blew off, which...
No, but, like, he got injured by a landmine. Like, he doesn't need to ask what's wrong with him. He got injured by a landmine. Like...
I suppose, yeah, you don't really need too much more context, really. But yeah, like... But she's working for him, and so Dr. Stein has 2 patients already, right? He has Eleanor, who is an old woman who isn't old because she keeps giving her the serum of youth.
The reverse aging serum?
Yeah. She's 90 years old, but she looks...
Is that in the original novel?
No,
is that a thing?
None of this is.
Okay.
This is not a Frankenstein adaptation. You don't even need to... Like, you don't even need to think about it being a Frankenstein adaptation. Like, it's not remotely like the same story.
The man with the tiger's leg isn't in Frankenstein.
This is the bit that blew me away. That's my favourite shot, right? They go to the other patient who is being given, like, DNA treatment to reattach one of his legs. And I love this bit because he lifts the cover to show Winifred the guy's leg. And he says, like, "We've reattached it with laser fusion. There's hardly even a scar." And it's, like, the biggest scar I've ever seen in my
red
life.
Strip? Yeah.
Like, I literally, backstory on me, I have been impaled, and I have the scar from it, and, like, this scar is huge. It is, like, way less noticeable than this guy's, like, horrible leg scar. like, I know what a big scar looks like, and that is the biggest scar I've ever seen in my life. So, going from that
having lost an entire limb, that's, like, pretty reasonable, right?
God, I mean, only the seam should be the scar, though, right?
I suppose.
Like,
it's like an inch thick of scar tissue, fully banded around the leg.
He does say, like, "Oh, that'll go away in time, though, it's all good." And then he's like, "Oh, check this shit out," and shows her the other leg, and it's just tiger leg.
Like, they didn't even fully... like, they say the CNA, which I'm sure is, like, a real thing, like...
RNA is like the messenger. Yeah, so RNA is what you're...
I'm thinking of something I looked at work. I was looking at a CNA chart at work, never mind.
The RNA is just like the messenger like version, right? It tells it... Right. I can't remember how exactly it works, but you can make bodies do stuff with RNA. Basically, you skip the process, you trick the cell into thinking it's already, like, checked the DNA out, and then RNA tells it what to actually do. I'm probably, like, really wrong about that. That's from, like, sixth form biology.
Fine, because I think Blackenstein is also wrong. There was a quote here I've written down when they first go to see Eddie to introduce him to Dr. Stein. Winifred says he won the Nobel Prize for solving the DNA genetic code. What does that mean?
Yeah, he knows the base pairs now. With that though, like, to go back to Tiger Leg Man, he's like, "Oh yeah, this is reverting him to a more primeval state." But, like, at no point did we have tiger legs.
Yeah. And, like, they only do that to pitch the idea that Eddie gets turned into, like, Neolithic...
Yeah, Cave Eddie.
Angry man. Yeah, instead of Frankenstein. But, again, we were never tigers. I don't think we were ever striped. And, like... the same thing doesn't happen to Eddie. He just gets caveman face. like big arms.
It's really strange. So, yeah, I mean, obviously that happens. And then you have my favourite, like, love confession scene in the entire, like, film history, maybe.
Dude,
Malcolm just walks up. So Malcolm is he's like the ego, right? He's the assistant. Yeah. He's also very flat. Like, this is a man who does not know what acting is, not that he can't do it. Yeah. It's just, he isn't aware that you're supposed to. And
he's had about 4 lines so far.
Yeah.
Where Dr. Stein's been like, needle. Yes, doctor. Like, that's it. He's had interaction with Winifred where he's looked at her vaguely, but there's been no talking going on.
Yeah, he just walks up to Winifred, like, halfway through the movie and says, like, "Winifred, I love you. I would do anything for you." please. And then she just kind of goes like, "Oh, but my fiance is in. No, sorry." And then he just goes, "Oh, okay," and then leaves.
Yeah,
It was so
and then
good.
he tampers with Eddie's injections to make the caveman
Yeah, yeah,
potion,
he puts the
which
caveman portion in the normal medicine, which again,
yeah,
Dr. Stein, upstanding medical professional, he at no point did anything wrong.
no, exactly, like shocking. The only thing I got to criticize Doctor Stein for is at the end when Eddie's having his rampage and Doctor Stein tries to stop him, he just punches him in the stomach. It's like you're a doctor, dude. Like make a serum, do anything. Don't just fight the
Yeah.
guy.
Also, the fact that they didn't realize it was Eddie doing all the murders until like right at the end, and they go, "Oh shit, maybe it's the massive cave homunculus we've got in the basement who's doing that shit." Maybe the guy who wanders off at midnight and goes, every time he walks around.
Yeah.
That was really good. But yeah, genuinely kind of a fun movie to watch, right? Like,
So like it loses me around the halfway mark where you have your first kill, which is actually really fun. So when Eddie's being seen initially in the hospital, there's an orderly there who is just very like brash and cruel and disruptive, and he's clearly got like a thorn in his side about like his heart doesn't work right, so he didn't get to go to Vietnam,
yeah.
and he kind of hates Eddie for having been brought back as a war victim essentially. Weirdly, like in-depth character point for
That
this
was, yeah, I was.
nothing character.
They had a lot of characterization for medical attendant who hates Vietnam vets because he himself wanted to be a Vietnam vet and feels insecure
Yeah,
about it.
and like it's a good performance. He's kind of cheesy, but he acts well. Like he's very angry and like kind of erratic, and he's a cool
Yeah,
guy to look at.
I think he would have
Um,
made an incredible like Goosebumps villain.
yes, yeah, yeah,
Like
or
yeah.
John Carpenter, like
Oh yeah, he'd be like a
the
gas station attendant in a John Carpenter movie.
yes, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah, he
right.
has like that's his look. That guy missed his calling.
But
He should have been in some fucking incredible schlock.
yeah, should have looked into who he was.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, Eddie gets turned into Blackenstein, and it's the first kill as he goes to find the orderly, and it's a, you know, kind of shoddily but interestingly done scene where he's walking down hospital corridors, and there's these brief, like half-second cuts to the guy's rant, clearly getting across Eddie's remembering him. Eddie finds him, and they wrestle behind a curtain, so a silhouette. And it's a lot of very like Eddie's just grabbing him and pushing him against the wall, grabbing, pushing him, and then one time he pulls him and his whole
You
arm
ripped
just
his
comes
fucking
off.
arm off.
I'm like, yo, what the
Genuinely,
fuck?
if all of the kills and stuff were shot like that, where it's like Eddie going through people who've wronged him and stuff, and like you get those out of frame or hidden behind like a curtain style things, the movie would have been cracked.
Yeah.
Like that would have been so fun.
Instead,
It was not that.
most of the kills are just Eddie walks up to someone and then immediate cut to like their either barely disrupted corpse or visible wound where something happened, but we didn't show it.
Yeah, it's very much like Eddie kills you because that's what he does. He just turns up and you're dead now. You don't really get to see why. They did do one interesting little subversion though.
You're gonna have to remind me because nothing comes to mind.
It's Eddie's like second or third kill. He's wandering around, and you see him wandering into the woods, and he steps on some leaves. You got like the kind of setting up for where this is, and well, not a couple, a pair of people pull up in a car. It's a very like lovers' lane kind of area, right? And the guy's hitting on the woman, and she's not feeling it. She says like, "I want to go home," and he's getting really pushy, and eventually she just gets out of the car, tells him like, "You fuck off, I'm going home," right? And then she is killed as she bumps into Eddie. For like schlock horror, like serial killer adjacent, like slasher flick, it's crazy to see someone get killed because they decided to be chaste.
Yeah, there is a weird amount of focus on Eddie killing people involved in sexual activity. Well, I wonder if that was intended because you have the first post-orderly victims, which is the couple in bed. Eddie walks on their dog, kills their dog off screen. The man goes to investigate, he gets killed. Woman goes to investigate, she gets killed. Then you have the guys in the car, like you mentioned. And then what happened with the lady at the end? Because the film ends with Eddie chasing a
Yeah,
woman who I'm
so
like, where did she even come from? She's not been in the movie before, am I right?
No, yeah. So she, I had the same feeling, right? Because she feels like the warehouse scene where he's chasing her around this old warehouse and she's trying to escape him.
Yeah.
If you'd only seen that scene, you would think like, oh, this is the final girl. Like, Eddie's been chasing down her and her group of friends, and she is now going to turn the tables, kill Eddie. Eddie's going to get back up, and then she's going to find out that Eddie got back up, and then she's going to kill him again for dead, right? Like, that's how you do that kind of slasher. And it was shot, like, I don't want to say perfectly in the sense that, like, it was well shot, but it was shot perfectly if it was that kind of genre, right? Like, it
was to get that across.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this could have been the final scene of a movie like Halloween or Friday the 13th or whatever, right? Woman on her own in a warehouse being chased by the otherwise invincible killer, right? Like, all they needed was for Eddie to get trapped in a room and she pours gasoline on him and then sets him on fire for it to have been peak. If the rest of the movie was a slasher movie. Like, it feels like a really decent ending.
Insulation suit.
Yeah.
Insulation suit would have been way too expensive.
Yeah.
So they ended how they just did instead.
Yeah, but, like, that's what I mean, like, that final scene is shot in such a way that, like, you think this woman is, like, an important character who's been here the entire time.
But she really, like, gets introduced for the scene that she gets chased by Eddie at. Like, I'm not mistaken in thinking.
Yeah, no, like, literally, like, so Eddie is randomly killing people throughout the city, right, throughout the neighborhood. And...
Yeah, well, he's confronted Winifred and Dr. Stein, and there was maybe a moment of recognition with Winifred where he doesn't kill her, and then Dr. Stein tries to fight him, and then he just kind of leaves, because the machinery starts popping and exploding. He just walks away.
Yeah, so he leaves. And then, yeah, he goes out to just do another random kill, because, like, Eddie just... I don't know, he's just, like, farming. I don't know, like, what the crack is with that. This one is shot like all the others. It is just a random, like, circumstance killing. Like, he just bumps into someone and goes, and kills them. But we see this character. She is getting into her car. She's about to, like, pull out of a garage. And Eddie is just, like, looming behind her. And she screams. And then Eddie is carrying her, like, maiden style into a warehouse. Because he didn't want to kill this one quickly, I guess. And she escapes him. Runs around the warehouse, and it's like a 5 to 10 minute scene, right, of her...
Very long,
yeah.
Considering she's had no exposure to the film beforehand. Like, there's so much focus on this lady. It's like, but...
It's also like she is the... Like, she is shot as the protagonist here. Like perfectly.
Yeah.
Like, she is the main character. To the point you're thinking, like, oh, she's going to kill him.
I'm trying to remember even now, like, the police get called, she runs away, she's just gone, right?
No, he kills her.
Kill Eddie.
He kills her.
He kills her?
Yeah, she's running from Eddie, then she finds a ladder to go up onto, like, one of the gangways, and then she climbs up it, and as she's about halfway up it, Eddie's hand pulls out of the shadows and just, like, pulls her off it and kills her. And then you get a shot of her corpse where the neck has been pulled off or something. And then the cops pull up.
Very low impact.
Yeah. The cops pull up and then a bunch of dogs kill Eddie. Like, that's the movie.
They just kind of, like, run and jump at him and bark, and then there's, cuts of them eating something that clearly isn't a person or a stuntman, and then just barking a lot. And again, the use of police dog violence against black men. There could be something here as a political message, but it is really, really quickly, like, briefly finalized into immediate, I think Winifred is now in a relationship with Black Cop. Like 30 seconds after Eddie died?
That's just chill, right? Like, that's just what you do.
Yeah, I suppose.
It very odd. And then it just ends.
Just ends.
Yeah, it just ends.
Yeah.
Like, it was fun. Like I said, like, the first half, pretty fun. The second half,
after the orderly gets killed, it really does fall off. Except from, they go to a jazz...
Oh, yeah.
A jazz establishment. And there's a stand-up comedian, says a joke, kind of funny, can't remember what it was, not that funny. There's also a singer who does the music for the film, and is also playing herself in the scene where she just sings and that's it. She's called Cardella de Milo. I looked up some of her other stuff. She kind of fucking rocks, dude. It's some really good, like, blues, jazzy...
Yeah, the music kind of really good. I love the... I don't know what to call it, I guess like a trope, almost, but it's just more like a way to direct a shot. But One of my favourite ones is when you have someone's on stage singing, and then we cut to the back of the stage with one character leaving, and you can still hear the singing as it fades out to like establish this new scene. I just love that kind of shot to shot. Like that's a really fun way to do a cut.
Shockingly well done
Yeah.
for the rest of Blackenstein's performance. The last thing I really have that's interesting is, did you look into the writer-producer at all? Because there is some...
I did not.
Okay, well, this is interesting. One Frank Salieri, even. There is an urban, like, thing about him.
Oh, yeah?
Because one day he was just found dead in his apartment, killed gangland style, is the descriptor.
Hell yeah, dude. Did Eddie get him?
Who the fuck knows? Like, literally, it's an unsolved Hollywood murder. Like, this guy had some connections. You know, this wasn't, like, his only kind of movie. He had some other stuff going on. But he was found dead, bullet in the temple, no gun to be seen, some visible, like, torture, you know, like, mutilation on the body. No one knows what the fuck happened.
Huh. Yeah, I'm seeing the same thing.
Probably not attached to Blackenstein. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just... he was a lawyer, apparently. At one point.
Right, okay, so they're probably...
yeah, so a lot
Eddie's
of his...
actor would have been his client.
Yeah, most of his clients were people involved in the sex trade and other kind of, like, underground Hollywood activities.
Yeah.
Probably something related to that.
You find people speculating on, you know, Reddit and true crime places as to, like, what exactly happened. Some theorizing about, like, was he a gay or bisexual man that had knowledge of Hollywood insiders? I don't think that's probably the case.
Yeah.
It's, like, attaching a lot of importance to this guy who just got murdered by, like, gangsters, I guess. But, like, a really fun fucking deep dive to find out.
Yeah.
Strange.
Crazy way to die. Very, like, cinematic death, isn't it, really?
Yeah, exactly. Way more cinematic than most of the deaths in Blackenstein.
Yeah. He finally directed a good one.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Blackenstein. I either watched the first half or watched the Star Trek Next Generation episode called Genesis, because that is a reverse evolution episode that deals with more fun, interesting things. Worf starts spitting acid out, Barclay turns into a spider, like, it's pretty good stuff.
I think, like...
Deanna Troi becomes a lizard, like...
Blackenstein is actually one of those movies where I would say it's good. It would be a fun watch with some friends, just as, like, a shit... Like, you know, people say that about The Room. I don't think that's really true about The Room, right? Because I don't think The Room has anything that's, like, legitimately fun to watch in it. Blackenstein's got some actually fun bits, and then the camp stupid bits are fun to laugh at.
You don't need to hear the audio for what is happening to kind of get the vibe, and when the vibe is good, it's like, hell yeah, dude, Blackenstein, let's go. It's just the vibe isn't good for most of it.
I mean, the vibe's good for the first half, I would say. I think legitimately a fun watch.
Yeah. It just trails off really hard. And that brings us to the best-rated movie of 1973, Paper Moon, directed by one Peter Bogdanovich. Here's a weird one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Blackenstein, I have 2 pages of notes.
Yep.
I was writing a lot during Blackenstein. Paper Moon, I have, like, 4 notes.
Yeah, it's about the same for me. I think Blackenstein had more to, like,
so locked
comment.
In, dude.
Yeah, like, it was just a fun movie to watch. Like, I just enjoyed Paper Moon. I didn't have to, like, kind of figure out why I was enjoying it.
I like, more than enjoyed. I fucking loved this movie, dude. Yeah? This was, like, incredible.
See, I took away, like, really enjoyed. I'm interested to know what you got that was, like, incredible for it. Like, what's good?
I think, like, the way you start is really such a great, immediate, like, character-defining moment, and the movie is full of these, where it starts at a funeral, there is a preacher talking, there's, you know, 2 people and a young girl, played by Tatum O'Neal, who is great in it, and a man pulls up, walks across the graveyard, picks up some flowers off a grave, and comes to attend the funeral. Like, such a defining, immediate character moment. I'm like, oh man, I'm locked in. And then the rest of the movie is essentially, like, 3 acts of just this thing happening over and over and over again, where it's just character moment, character moment, character moment, character moment. Like, they are such strongly portrayed characters, and there was not a moment of downtime in it for me. So you got Mose, Moses Prey, played by Ryan O'Neill, and then his potential daughter, Addie, played by Tatum O'Neill. I thought last week that Tatum was Ryan O'Neill's son. Turns out it's his daughter.
Yep, daughter.
I guess I thought Tatum was a very masculine name.
I mean,
but
to
no,
be fair, that's a recurring theme in the movie as well.
it is, yeah.
Yeah.
She constantly gets mistaken for a boy, and she's very unhappy about that. But yeah, so it's a Great Depression heist / road trip movie about like parenthood.
Yeah.
Right? That's the
Kind of,
simplest way
yeah.
to
That's the
describe it.
vague idea. Is like, you're lumped with this kid, and at first it's a bit of a problem. You turn out you like the kid quite a lot. At the end, you accept the kid. Very father film specifically, right? Less like just general parenthood, but like this kind of a fun single father kind of vibe. It's like, okay, when I say like, tell me why you massively enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I feel like that implies that I didn't. I still think this is like a banger movie. Like I would say top of the tier list kind of vibe, right? I just sat down and just watched it in full. I was like, oh, that was really fun. I was thinking this, right? And we might see this pop up more often, or maybe we've just been really lucky. What is it about grifters as a main lead that is so likable?
I feel like there's a thin line to trace with grifters, where you want them to be grifting and smart and, witty, but you don't want them to be irredeemable.
Yeah.
And Mose starts off,
Yeah,
in the
pretty
irredeemable
irredeemable.
factor, but it is the connection with his potential child that leans him, it's skewy, right? She is his moral compass. She's not like the big immediate thing I'm doing is selling Bibles, where he's looking for widows in the newspaper, going to widows and saying, "Can I speak to your husband?" "Oh, he died a week ago. That's such a shame. I was talking to him a month ago. He ordered this Bible with someone's name in it. It's your name?" "Well, he ordered the deluxe Bible. That's $8." That's the grift.
It's a
where they're
crazy
grieving.
grift.
Such a cool one, though, right? Like,
Yeah.
such a great grift.
It's very clever.
Yeah. But, like, Mose, not Mose, Addie is, she sees it, she kind of puts it together very quickly, that's what he's doing. And then through a series of, like, other grifts, she'll realize, like, oh, this person, has 6 kids. They've already paid for their Bible, Daddy. Let's give it for free.
Yeah,
This
that point
lady
is really
has
nice.
a grand piano and jewelry and a painting. It's a $24 Bible, which in the 1900s is a lot of fucking money.
When she
right?
gives her the extra $5 for free. That was
Being
a
able
really
to
good one.
identify.
Yeah, that shot where it shows like from Addie's like perspective, like spotting all the rich objects and going like, no, we can grease the wheels on this one. That's
Yeah.
really fun little shot. I do love the whole like natural born like grifter vibe that she has, where because it's also they keep saying like she has his jaw, so maybe it is that she's his kid. But then the fact that she's also just like immediately drawn to the life of the grift.
Yeah, the genetic personality inherited from her father is like such an immediate like, oh man, this rocks. And the fact that she smokes so much, like there is controversy with this. Those were real cigarettes. Don't give a 9-year-old real cigarettes.
Don't make a 9-year-old smoke.
But it happened 50 years ago. They've had their own lives. Bogdanovich is dead. We can't criticize him, effectively nowadays. It's really fucking fun to see a 9-year-old smoke.
It's the way she pulls the cigarettes out, right? Like when she just sat on the bed and just starts smoking, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Which contrasts with the end of the movie where he's driving, he lights up a cigarette, then passes it to her.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. There's something about the. I feel like I played the game Near when I was NIER, when I was like 14, and that has very much like a sad dad vibe
Yeah.
with his daughter. And I think that locked in my brain of like, I love dad movies.
Any media
And
where
dad
it's
daughter movies, especially.
Yeah.
It's like.
buddy comedy, but the buddy's a dad daughter. It's a good vibe. Like it's just a pleasant thing to watch, right? It's nice. It's got a lot of like energy to it. And then this one very specifically, I feel, yeah, like the fact that it's a grift, but it's kind of like a vaguely harmless grift, and they're doing it a bit more like ethically. Like, okay, to get to about 3/4 of the way through the movie, the part where she realizes that there's a man doing something a bit shady in the motel they're staying at, and Mose is like, "Oh, that's a bootlegger, definitely a bootlegger," and he decides on the spot, like, okay, we're going to scam this guy. And they set this up where like, she follows him into the woods to find out where his stash is, see what he's doing. Mo's like goes and gets some information from the hotel clerk. And then they break into his like stash, steal his whiskey, and sell it back to him. And the part where it's just after they've made the sale, they've sold all the whiskey to the guy, and then as he's driving off, he says to Addie, like, how much did we get? And she's like $650, and he goes like $650, and he just bought his own whiskey, and he just laughs as he's driving off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that was such a good little scene.
Like, full of all of these great moments through, because it's a movie really defined into thirds.
Yeah.
Where you have them, meeting each other, learning that they've both got the grifter's blood in them, and then going on. Second third is Mose meets up with a girl in a carnival, a lady in a carnival. Trixie
Delight.
What's her name again? Trixie Delight, that's it, great name.
Yeah, we love Trixie Delight.
She's like a carnival, the harem from Great wherever else, that kind of character.
Yeah, she's a dancer.
She's a dancer, sex worker, ends up going with them, and is getting in the way of Addie's relationship with her father. So it's kind of the plot to get her out of the story. And then the end is they arrive in St. Joe, where Mose was going to drop Addie off in the original premise. So it's dealing with, what happens at the end of the journey. Each part feels very defined, feels very like, you can understand their relationship very strongly in each different section. And part 2 especially, Imogene, the little black girl that Trixie has as her like steward.
Yeah,
she's great.
Okay, I
Imogene's
genuinely
amazing.
like, so her and Addie, their scenes, the two of them, I was like, this genuinely carrying the movie for a while. Like
little prankster girls sitting in the car smoking, talking about their stupid like parental figures.
Like I love that. Like I was so sad when she left the movie. I was almost hoping that she would go with them after they kicked Trixie out.
I was shocked. She had 2 roles. It was this and a later movie that Bogdanovich did. But like, I think she was in some TV stuff.
Yeah.
No more movies.
Oh really?
Yeah, crazy. Like I think she's very vocal on social media nowadays, like rights,
Yeah.
progressive purposes kind of stuff. So she's still doing things, but in terms of like a movie career, no, it kind of stopped after this or after the next one.
That's shocking because she was
surprising because she's great.
Yeah. I mean, everyone in this was like really well acting, but like she was holding her own with people who were winning awards, right? Like,
yes, Tatum O'Neal, the youngest ever Academy Award winner for Best Actress.
Yeah.
Which is fully deserved. Crazy. When they start off, the first real scene where she gets the chance to act is Mose, is trying to finagle a way to get her on the bus. He like harasses the husband of the guy where Addie's father died to give him some money rather than follow litigation.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get her on the train to get her off home and just like dump her basically. And she says, you got that money because of me, so you owe me that $200. And this constant, like, you owe me $200, motherfucker. She doesn't say motherfucker, but you get it, right? Like,
yeah, that little that cafe scene is really fun. Just as the other like patrons are also kind of turning and watching the two of them get into this argument, and it's like the waitress who comes over to try and diffuse things, and she's like, "Oh, maybe we should get us some like dessert after this, haha. Let's avoid this massive argument." And he just like gritted teeth. Is like, her name's not Precious.
Yeah. Oh.
You can't out-grift a natural grifter. Like, she's just locked in the entire time.
It's crazy how good she does as well. And like when they've been caught by the cops, because the bootlegger is the brother of the nearby sheriff.
Yeah.
So they find him, and they've got the $600, and they're looking through their stuff, and then Mose is shocked to see that like they don't find the $600 in their possessions, like the little smoking tin, and then she scratches her head on her little hat, and you can see Benjamin Franklin tucked between them. It's like such a good little. When the fuck did she do that? Great moments.
Also, the bit when they flee the police station, where she's like, "I need to go to the shit house," and then they walk over to the toilets, and as they get there, She just shouts "run" and the fucking Maud is like, Jesus Christ, what are we doing?
He, his like frantic shock during that scene as he's just like, oh Christ, oh God, oh the bridge is the other way. She's like, what? The most authentic what scream I've ever heard on film when he realizes that the bridge is in the wrong direction and they're driving and they need to circle back around.
Honestly, not a movie I was expecting a police chase in.
A movie that hates cops and is much better for it.
Yeah.
Like these guys are scumbags.
God, the bit as well where they get to that random like farmhouse middle of nowhere and he needs to try and swap the car because it's hot. And it's just this like guy ambles out with his like 17 hillbilly children.
Yeah.
And they're just looking at the car like a bunch of apes. And he's like, I'll wrestle you for it.
It's Randy Quaid that he wrestles.
Yeah. Playing Leroy. Because that's what they're all called.
Yeah, right, all Leroys. No, I think part of why I liked it so much as well is so near the end they're planning another thing. I can't remember what the exact grift was, but they were going to go meet a guy and get some money from him.
They were going to get a silver mine.
Yes, that was it. Not really important because they bring it up in like a sentence to kind of just show you that it's happening. But as Mose goes out, the police from the other state are there, and he's like, well, you can't arrest me, we're in a different state. And they say, we're not going to arrest you, we're just going to make your stay really, really, really bad. You know?
Yeah.
And the tone throughout most in the movie has been this kind of funny, irreverent, carefree, kind of silly feeling. But during that police chase, I was like, please don't kill him. Like,
this could end I had that feeling. I was like, this is going to end in a very sketchy way. Because I was thinking, like, there's no way he gets away, right? The movie is too well shot, too well written for him to actually keep that money that he swindled the guy out of. So you knew he was going to lose the $600. The fact that like they corner him, then it cuts away, and you're like, oh, what happened here? And you see Addy like doesn't follow through on the grift that he was supposed to set up, and I was like, oh, something bad has happened if they're not showing Addy like picking up the slack and just doing the grift without him, because that's kind of what I thought was going to happen. You cut to him hiding in like a little doorway, and he's just been like beat the living fuck out of, and you're like, oh, well, I'm glad he survived at least. He doesn't have the money, you know, we're back to where we started, which I think is kind of the point. And then he just goes and drops her off at her auntie's house to try and get rid of her, because he thinks everything's like fun.
Unsuccessful.
He still owes her the $200.
Yeah, exactly. What a great thing to end on. And then like they got the busted old car that just careens away.
Genuinely, maybe like this is like my brand, but I'm such a sucker for the shot of just driving into like the far distance. As a way to end a movie. Like I love that like this dirt road cutting this like stark line through the countryside that just disappears over a hill 50 miles away. I absolutely love that imagery.
It's the infinite expanse of their little ongoing road trip.
Yeah.
Like we have these sections of the movie where weeks, if not months, pass by, and like he should have dropped her off at this point, right? Like that is pretty heavily the implication. Yeah. But the idea of their continuing ongoing relationship, despite, you know, all these months of work going like summarizing as a beating and no money, is like, well, they're still going to stick together.
Yeah.
Because she has ended up with a father figure that she is deeply entrenched with, and he was driving away. His car kind of stopped. She had left him a picture of herself on the titular paper moon, and like he could have kept on driving away at that point, right? But he waits long enough, and I feel like the implication is that he waited just in case she was coming
he
back.
knew that was going to happen.
He didn't want to turn around himself because that would be like giving up, but he waits.
I don't know. It's really good. I mean, the two of them as like characters and actors as well. I mean, obviously it's his real life daughter, right? And that
definitely helps.
Yeah, that's
the chemistry.
like it's such a smart casting decision. I mean, like it's so obvious, right? Like when you think about it, but if you want the buddy comedy between dad and daughter, just cast a dad and daughter, and if they're good actors, which the both of them are, it's just gonna hit, and it really works. Like I think this is a movie that like you needed two actors with that level of like relationship.
Yep.
And it just, it was so weird because like I had a similar thing with you with the notes, right? Whereas there was no point where I was thinking to stop and like look away and write a note, like with Blackenstein. I just watched this movie, and then at the end of it, I was like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna have to talk about this now."
Yeah, I mean, normally I'll try and like keep notes and timestamps just to make sure I know what I'm talking about. But this was like so much of it was it just happened. It was gone. Went really quickly. I did write down one quote, one great line when Addie is refusing to get in the car because she hates Trixie, and Trixie is taking up the front seat, and she's just taking away her dad's attention.
Mm-hmm.
And Mose goes out to try and convince Addie, like, let's get back in the car, let's drive. And he realizes that she hates Trixie, and he's trying to convince her that she's worth paying attention to. And she says she's a proper woman. She has a high school diploma. like in the grifter mindset, you probably didn't get an education. You're just like living your life by selling Bibles to widows.
It was
such a great defining, like, you got no idea of the world.
I think my one, like, maybe not failing with the movie, but maybe my issue with the movie was it felt a bit weird to me that Mose was getting grifted. Like, he seems like such a fast talker and so good at the grift and so good at, like, even when Addie throws him off and she says, like, oh, that Bible's $24 or that Bible's $12, in the moment he can roll with it. Like, he knows how to do it. And then afterwards he's like, don't be doing that, you're going to be arrested, I'll be in prison for life selling Bibles for $24. It's weird that he falls for Trixie leading him on for the money.
But, like, he also falls for the bootlegger.
Yeah,
like,
I suppose,
all the grift he's involved in, he actually does kind of fail.
I think it's the initial setup of it where, he's going to get the lawsuit money, where he speaks to the brother of the guy who killed Addie's mum, the car crash.
Yeah.
He says, like, oh, we'll need at least a couple thousand to call it even. And then the guy says, I'll give you 200. And Mose just goes, like, 200? Deal. And then walks out with the 200, right? Like, a guy who clearly went in expecting a certain amount of money and got probably the amount of money he was actually looking to get. That felt very fast talker. Then you see him in the shop later on, where he manages to get more than his money back in change by just asking to break 5s and 10s.
Yes, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so
the exchange.
It makes you feel like he's a very like fast talker, very smart, and I guess the couple times that he fell for other people's grifts, I guess like maybe they're trying to show him as being a bit more naive, a bit more like willing to believe people. Like maybe he is a nicer character.
In the first section, the first third, when they kind of stop in a motel, he's clearly flirting with a woman. And then he doesn't let her into the room because Addie's there. And then he meets up with Trixie. I feel like there was a lot of sexual vulnerability to him there, right? Where, like, he's in this trouble because he got together with Addie's mother in the first place. He's a bit sexually desperate. He's clearly looking for that kind of release because he's got a daughter now. He can't flooze his way around. So I think the thing with Trixie is just that he is like pent up and kind of desperate, I suppose.
I guess that is the vibe, right? Because I think Imogen also kind of mentions that's what she does and how it works, so it makes sense.
She holds out on men. She doesn't put out until she's got all she can from them, and then she will charge them an extra $5 to actually put out.
Yeah. I think like it does work. I think I was just almost expecting it to be more. Like, my expectations of the grifter, and at this point, are coming from, it happened one night.
It happened one night?
Where there's no shot he's getting caught out in a grift.
I'm trying to think, does Peter get caught out in a grift in that movie?
No.
Not that I fully remember.
No, Peter's kind of locked in, right? He is the grifter. Same even with Ace in the Hole at points, right? He's got them around his finger a lot of the time, but obviously he is, at the end of it, undone by the fact that he's too good at the grift.
Yeah.
Whereas, it felt a bit strange.
And he's also undone by being the most unlikable person ever, as compared to Mose here, who's like, I love Mose.
Mose is just, he's a bit, like, down on his luck lovable, right? Like, he is a bit of a pathetic guy in a way that's likable.
I think that's also part of the grifter appeal, is when you get someone who is, like, properly pathetic. Like, the coolest thing Mose does is be very handsome and also kick Randy Quaid's ass.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that's the coolest thing he actually does. That doesn't need him to take advantage of stupid people's naivety, which is not overly impressive.
Yeah, I suppose it is that he's not really like a big, fast talker kind of guy, right? His scam is very straightforward, and he has the one
Yeah,
scam he's just doing. Like it, I guess he's not like the debonair grifter. He's just a guy who's trying to get by in the Great Depression, however the hell he can.
yeah. Because when he tries to scam the second lady when he has Addie with him, and she's got a cop with her just visiting, I
Yeah,
guess,
and he just
like
panics and
family friend.
stammers and stuff, and he's like, "Oh no, what do I
Immediately, he's
do?"
like, "Oh no, oh no, 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 no!" Like again, such a great defining moment where he's a grifter who couldn't even be bothered to get flowers before he came to visit the grave of a woman that he interfaced with however many years ago. Like,
It is a really funny one. Yeah, I guess like the more I think about it, the more he is like he's not so much the fast talky, smooth like griftman. He's just a guy who's scamming people.
yeah, just an exploitative asshole, but
Because it's
like
you can tell like
not bad enough that I dislike him.
his grifts get bigger with Addy because obviously like Addy is I mean
Yeah,
effectively the brains behind the operation at that point. Bit of a moral compass and a bit of a like she can lock in and get the job done kind of vibe. So really fun pair of characters.
it's a different dynamic, obviously. But I'd not be surprised if Vince Gilligan was referring to this movie with Better Call Saul, because that has
Oh
it's a
yeah,
romantic relationship, but Jimmy is grifting, kind of good at it, a little bit stumbling, and then Kim comes into his life and she loves the grift,
yeah,
but she doesn't want to admit it. Right? It's
yeah. I don't know. It does work. It's a really like good combination of characters, right? It's not just sort of a here's a fast talker versus a fast talker. I do like that the Addy and Mo's relationship like pushes them both into being
yeah,
better at it. Like I don't know, just a fun movie for it. Like again, it's weird to say because I feel like this keeps popping up, right? A lot of these character movies, like character dramas, character comedies, all you really need is two main leads who are like ridiculously charismatic and able to play off each other.
yes, yeah, yeah, because like every other performance in this movie is good. I would say Imogene is the only other like amazing one,
Yeah.
but they're all good, but they all kind of fall to the wayside because you have these two stars who clearly have a great relationship, have great chemistry, and there is good writing behind them, and like that is all you need to make this a thing worth watching, and it's so watchable. Like it's not,
Oh yeah, it blew by.
yeah,
Like I
like you
couldn't make any notes or anything, so I was just watching it. And at the end, I'm like, oh
yeah.
shit, the movie's over.
Yeah, and like it's from the 70s, so we're in the period of a lot of good movies. It's in black and white, so that kind of comes, I think, with an expectation of more, arty prestige. But when you start watching it, it's like, no, this is a flick, a capital F flick. But damn, it's a good one, you know?
Mm. It's one of those ones, right? There's movies that are like recommendable in the nobody knows sense, right? Like you should watch this. It's great. It's incredible. It's an important movie to watch. And then there's movies that are recommendable in the Paper Moon sense, where it's like you can just throw this on and it's going to be great.
But also, you can pay strict, aggressive attention to it, and it's still great. I think that's what kind of makes it so good in my mind. Is like
Yeah.
it could be a side watch. There's funny, quips, there's whatever else. But if you're like looking at it locked in, just watching, it like holds up fully the entire time.
Mm. Let's see a little bit of trivia about the movie as well. So I was just kind of scrolling through a bunch of things about it, Wikipedia, little
Yeah,
articles and stuff.
hip.
Do you know? So Bogdanovich, friend and mentee of Orson Welles, right?
Oh, okay.
And as they are talking about this movie, and he's like pitching it to Orson, like, oh, I don't know what to call it. I've got a few names, and he says like, oh, we got Paper Moon, and Wells just said to him like, the title's so good, you don't even need to make the movie, just release the name. like Wells locked in on Paper Moon, dude. He was like, that's an incredible name for a movie.
Orson Welles. What a great. I don't know if you like know much of Orson Welles' filmography. There's a movie called The Trial, an adaptation of Kafka
Mm.
story. Really fucking like a trip of a movie. It's a bunch of like bureaucracy and man accused of a crime isn't told what it is. All this kind of elaborate fucking bullshit. Crazy movie to watch. Very stressful.
Yeah.
He saw Anthony Perkins in Psycho, wrote the screenplay, Went to Perkins was like, I made this role for you. If you don't say yes, I'm not making the movie. Like, what a crazy thing to do, right?
Some of those directors were just
Like,
insane, though, right? Like, that's how you get the shit you're trying to make. You need to know exactly what you want from it and lock in on getting that.
Yeah.
And it works.
It works, yeah.
Well, funnily enough, kind of the opposite with Paper Moon. I didn't realise the casting for Addie just like randomly changed when someone had to pull out.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane, because it feels like this is the defining role for Tatum O'Neal, despite it being probably her first, I had to guess.
Here it was, yeah. It was going to star Paul Newman and his daughter. And then the Newmans pulled out of the film. And then they were like, well, we got Tatum O'Neal. And then I think she got in. And then her being in, they were like, well, we need to... I've worked with your dad before. He can be in the movie as well. Because he was in What's Up, Doc?
Yeah.
So just the two of them like stumbled into the roles. And I think like the movie would have been far worse without them, surely.
I'm trying to think Paul Newman in this role, because he's very good. But I don't think he's quite as comedic as Ryan O'Neal.
I don't think he could sell that kind of like a little pathetic, a little down on his look, like silly guy in the same way.
Yeah, the silly aspect, because like Paul Newman can play a good down on his luck pathetic guy, but not silly from what I've seen. Like, he seems like a pretty serious guy. I should watch more Paul Newman though.
He's got like a very severe face as well. Like he has that look about him as someone
his eyes. Oh, if you're doing it in black and white, you don't see his eyes. Like,
oh, true.
And the severity goes away.
I don't know. Even in black and white, like he's like piercing gaze.
Pretty stern looking guy.
Yeah. I don't think he's quite as soft looking. Like, I feel like with Moz as a character, you need someone who doesn't look like intimidating at any point.
Yeah, even when he's in the fight with the hillbillies, he doesn't look like an intimidating guy. Like, he won because the hillbillies are stupid.
Yeah.
Is essentially it, right?
He's very handsome, very charming, but it's like in a very approachable, not threatening way. And I think you need that look for that character. And obviously, there's a bit of styling to getting it, right? Like, he has to make himself look that way. Like, people don't just look soft.
The hair is a big part of it. Like, he's got these little quaffs, these little quiffs.
Yeah.
It's the real snake oil salesman quiff, where straight away he looks like the kind of soft scumbag who couldn't take a punch to the jaw. Straight away.
Yeah. So you get the vibe that he's trying to charm you. Fun guy.
But yeah.
Fun movie.
That's Paper Moon. Yeah. I really loved it. We'll talk more when we get to the tier list stuff, but I'm going to bat for Paper Moon.
Alright. I mean, I really enjoyed it.
It's time for Who Said That, where I've gathered a bunch of reviews from Letterboxd, each from one of our movies, and it's up to Nathan to guess which one is coming from which.
I'm ready.
Let's start with one from MT Poen.
Mm-hmm.
Says, cheesy, sleazy, goes down easy. Pretty good.
What a horrible set of words. Cheesy,
is he talking about Trixie Delight?
Could just be a Big Mac.
Is he talking about a Faust and Marguerite?
Well, I wouldn't reckon it's Faust and Marguerite or A Trip Through Paris. I think, I mean, it's obviously one of the other two, but like, Blackenstein is cheesy. It also kind of did go down easy despite its difficulties.
Not as much sleaze. The characters from Paper Moon are more sleazy, but the movie is less cheesy.
But I think Blackenstein, as an object, like as a cultural artifact, is sleazy. Like,
you would guess correctly. It is from Blackenstein.
Yeah.
There is a lot of sleaze in that movie, though not as much as you might expect.
I mean, when a guy is killed, quote, gangland style, like, sleaze is part of your life.
It's sleaze adjacent to the movie, for sure.
Alright, what's
here's
next?
one from Chrysippus00, which is a great name, by the way. So it's another one that gets me. I was smoking crack the last time I watched this. 5 out of 5 all the way.
Blackenstein, maybe. I feel like... I mean, is Paper Moon a fun movie to watch while high on crack? Probably.
The last time I watched it is smoking crack. So It's a rewatch.
Well, yeah, but that
had
means
such a
he
good
was
time
like
with the crack.
he enjoyed it enough on the crack to try it without. I reckon this could be a curveball one. So I'm thinking Paper Moon.
You're correct.
Oh, there we go.
Damn.
I just had the vibe, right? I'm like, if I saw that high, I'd probably go watch it sober because I would enjoy it that much.
Yeah, not a movie that you need to smoke crack to enjoy, but apparently it proves it. From Ethan Bradlow, we have review at 1/3. It, fun fight, maybe a movie? Review 2/3. It's possible no 70s movie holds up less than this. Corny and boring, nothing profound or funny.
Okay, so the fair cat here is that that's supposed to be for Blackenstein. But first third may be a fight. They're from the 70s.
So fun fight, maybe a movie? Question mark.
Fun fight, maybe a movie.
Both definitely movies. Is where this one got me.
There's no fight in the start of Paper Moon. Unless he means the argument.
Not that I can think of, no.
But
yeah?
Is there a fight in the first third of Blackenstein? Not really.
The orderly getting killed, right?
That's not in the first third, though, is it? That's like halfway through the movie.
I guess, yeah. Although, if you're the kind of person who needs a review at 1/3 through,
I feel like if you're reviewing the movies in thirds for some deranged reason, you're more likely to be watching Blackenstein.
I hate to reveal I've gotten you. This is from Paper Moon.
Damn. What fight?
No review for the third of the movie. Just completely
Locked
stopped
in.
after the second.
That ending was great. You just forgot.
I guess, maybe, yeah.
The whole sheriff corruption subplot, really fun. Really good way to end the movie, you know. He didn't need to say anything else.
Well, TS says, somewhere along the way we just started wearing worse hats.
Paris.
Yeah, pretty. I was thinking it could be Paper Moon, could trick you because there's a lot of hats in that movie, but there's a lot of hats in Paris.
They were dripped out with the headwear in Paris.
Crazy shit, yeah.
I was thinking about this when I was watching it. I mentioned it to you. Like, I wonder when the top hat stopped being like cool, or if it was ever cool. Because I guess it was probably very stuffy mainstream.
There were a lot of people wearing it, so it was at least like
but like I think the thing that's like the majority fashion isn't cool, right? Like that's just the shit people are wearing. Like jeans and a t-shirt isn't cool. But if you go to a town, you will see every man you've ever seen wearing like jeans and a t-shirt.
I guess it doesn't need to be cool. It's practical and presentable. If you need a hat, a top hat has some good weight to it. It'll probably stay on your head. Won't get blown away by the wind that easily.
Yeah,
presentable, shows a bit of wealth.
Apparently, there was difficulties with when people started wearing them when cars started having tops. They were hard to wear in a car.
Bumped the head.
Yeah,
I think that makes sense. It's a very tall hat.
They things like that. Suits obviously kind of went out a little bit. The fedora came in, which was just a cooler top hat, and like the trilbies and stuff, which now are like the lamest thing you can wear on your head because of a certain type of guy.
Yeah.
So
unless you're doing the full like cufflinks and button up and tie and everything, right?
You've also got to be like
remains cool.
It's got to be well tailored, right? Like there are
and
some.
You got to have like a John Hamm jawline as well, right? You can't have a weak jawline.
You do need to. We go back to it a lot for some reason. It's a really recurring trope in our like podcast. If you're going to wear that kind of suit, you also need to smoke.
Yes,
like it's just a requirement. Which this reminds me. I forgot to mention it during. I forgot the name for Blackenstein for a second. Somehow, I was the point towards the end where you have Eddie as the titular Blackenstein. Although nobody ever calls him Blackenstein in the movie, I guess it would be weird. He is walking around in a black, like, trouser, black turtleneck, black blazer over the turtleneck while he's killing people.
Yeah.
He was dripped out, dude. Like, that's such a good fit.
Yeah, if he didn't have the caveman face, he would have looked pretty cool.
It was just,
he had, like...
But, like, did he put that on himself? Like, did he decide that was how he was going to dress?
Yeah. Not really a thing to dress someone in a hospital, is it?
No, like...
Maybe part of the becoming a caveman, you just grow clothes.
It's like, dude,
you know about the Neolithic period.
Yeah, you need, like, the really nicely fitted turtleneck sweater, accessorize a bit with a blazer, break the shape up, get some kind of dimensionality to it, add some layers. And then he goes around going like, And I'm like, this guy is dressed so good for what he's doing. Like, dress for the job you want, dude.
Apparently 9 foot tall, if you listen to some of the witnesses.
Hey, the other guy said 15-foot shadow.
That's true, actually.
Not helpful, though, because as we know by shadows, depending on the angle of the light, like, telling someone the shadow's height isn't really useful. Like, you know, I'm 6 foot tall, but I could have a shadow that was any length.
Yeah. Here's our last one from Who Said That, before we talk about Blackenstein for a half hour.
Yeah.
Horror Mika says, this was a pretty weird and not so well done horror movie. I don't even know what was happening. I wouldn't suggest it to anyone, but if you want to see it, it's on YouTube.
You're trying to get me with this. You're being wily.
I'm trying to bait you. Trying to get you.
Marguerite.
Oh, he's done it.
Yeah.
He even cut out when she said it's an early horror movie.
Too obviously supposed to be Blackenstein. Shocking
I
that one. I
tried to sign up you last night saying that Blackenstein was on YouTube, clearly.
Oh, yeah. Like, shockingly one that was... I'm amazed you could get one that was so clearly for the other movie from the 1 minute long Faust and Marguerite. Like...
It was a hard one this time. There was no real crossover. You know,
that's what I mean. So I'm amazed there was one that was so obviously there.
So specific.
Yeah, like
yeah.
Wow. There you go. The 1900s and the 1970s, they are never different.
More
like
similar than you might think. Yeah. Well, either way, that brings us to our tier list. For those who are only listening with audio, we have Bangers, Gold Star, It's Good It's Fine, Too Interesting to Call Bad, Consolation Prize, and Trash. Faust and Marguerite, I think, goes in, like, bottom Consolation Prize. It's not actively bad, but I also just didn't care about watching it.
Yeah. It wasn't actively offensive in the way a lot of the trash is, so...
Yeah.
I guess if it's next to
put it in
Hercule...
trash, you'd have to put Hercule. Yeah, exactly, right? Like...
Which really puts Super Babies in, like, a terrible position.
Yeah.
Like, imagine you make a movie...
There'll be a breaking point where we can identify that Super Babies is, like, enough of a movie that we're putting in here, you know, because it's better than awful.
Yeah, well, so, okay, I was thinking about this with the tier list. There's, like, a meta discussion point, right? Because we don't have a movie that's, like... a tier that says it's bad but like fine, because Too Interesting to Call Bad is different to like this movie's just mid. I guess it's fine is there. I say this.
I think like if you're around Broadway Melody, it's fine. Is the like the cutoff point, you know?
That works for me. Yeah. Anyway, for Paris.
A trip through Paris, France. I feel like it's on a high. It's fine. Like, it was fun to watch. It's nice and short. It's a cool little look back in time.
Yeah, I'm not too sure why it was the highest rated, really. I guess there just wasn't a lot of competition.
I think because it was 1900.
Yeah.
There's, like, no films.
I just feel like something could have been more interesting than it. But yeah, I mean, it's fine, right? Like, that's perfectly serviceable for me.
And then Blackenstein. Like, I think I'd put it just
cursed,
above.
But yeah, I'm thinking, it's fine. I think like it's better than Audette, dude. Fuck those guys.
Sorry, you Danish fucks. We want to watch Blackenstein.
I would rather watch Blackenstein again than Audette. Blackenstein had a good message, and that was like, if a big guy turns up and goes, you should run away. Audette didn't know what it was doing.
Oh.
I just looking at that tier list now is like breaking me a little bit, seeing Blackenstein like that high up. Like, am I really that guy?
It's better than all of these, right? Like, it just genuinely
is. Like, actually better than all of them. Yeah.
Paper Moon. So like I'm putting it here.
You think second best? To me. I would say it is a banger, but I think it's not as good as There Will Be Blood.
That is, yeah.
Like, Paper Moon, real fun. I will watch it again, probably very, like, easily. Yeah. There Will Be Blood, though, I'm like, I was fucking locked in for that shit. There's no question about nobody knows, right? I'm not arguing to go higher than that, I don't think.
Oh, no, I mean...
Yeah. But, like, I think watching... like Daniel Day-Lewis just goof out at points and also just lock in and play like the evilest man in history. Really fun. Nothing in Paper Moon hit me as funny as the "Why don't I own this?" shot. right?
That's
Like, I think
very
There Will Be Blood
absolutely
has a
fair.
lot more range, right? It can be very serious drama, very dark and gritty, and also very funny. I think it was just doing everything a little bit better.
Like that's interesting because I agree nothing in Paper Moon is as funny as Why Don't I Own This. I feel like nothing in There Will Be Blood is as emotional as Moe's running from the cops and the threat of like his life.
Nah, the Derek. The
Because
Derek made me actively sweat, dude.
the Derek is like a really good moment, but it's like this is cool. When I think about Addie growing up without her newfound father figure, I'm like, fuck, dude, I would be miserable if that's how the movie ends.
No, that's true,
You
actually.
know?
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that argument. I guess, like,
Oh,
for me, the average of There Will Be Blood is higher than Paper Moon. I think Paper Moon has some
it is
really high highs.
also it's also longer and like maintains that. Which I'm not gonna say length makes a better movie, but the fact that it maintains that like feeling,
Yeah,
I'm not opposed to it. Yeah, yeah, I think that's a comfortable space to put it.
yeah,
Just below There Will Be Blood.
I'm happy with that.
I think that's our first like proper disagreement on where a movie
It's funny
goes.
though that it's a
some
disagreement that it's
contention.
definitely in bangers. Like,
Yeah.
good position to be in, right? It's like you're not arguing which
Yeah.
tier. It's like, is this better than There Will Be Blood? Which, if I ever made a movie and that
Difficult
was what
pitch.
people were arguing about, I'd be pretty happy. You know, like that's.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, is this
Okay,
the
well.
best movie I've ever seen, or like third best movie I've
Second
ever
best.
seen?
Yeah. There's a new tier list. Some good additions this week.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like almost gonna pitch Blackenstein. Yeah, it's good, but we'll keep it in fine.
I'm liking the top half a lot. The bottom half, I forget those movies, but yeah, the top half on the tier list,
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying.
Blackenstein definitely like the cutoff of.
Yeah, that's
I'm
when the
starting
movie
to
start
forget
getting
what
good.
these movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck
Let's
Odd,
spin our
dude.
wheel. You hate that movie
I
so
really
much,
did
it's
not like
really
that movie.
funny. Oh,
Oh shit!
pseudo contemporary again. We have 1954. I don't think this is.
How many times have we hit the
12 Angry Men.
50s? Only once?
Uh,
Twice?
twice I think. So let's see. Most popular is Rear Window by Alfred Hitchcock. Oh, but I'm seeing right next to it we have Seven Samurai, which I think might be the highest rated.
This could be good.
Lowest rated is Killers from Space.
This looks like it's going to be fun.
Highest rated is Seven Samurai. There we go.
Yo, that's what you look like if you're from space.
Oh god. If you're listening on audio, I apologize for the loud noise. There is the goofiest looking guys with big bubble eyes as the header.
They're not guys.
For
That's
Killers from
aliens.
Space.
That's clearly aliens.
Let's see.
Nothing
Directed by
human about
W. Lee Wilder. Atomic scientist / pilot Doug Martin is missing after his plane crashes. Miraculously appearing unhurt at the base, he is given sodium amythol. Oh, Jesus. Skeptical that he was captured by aliens. Vows to use technology to destroy them. 71 minutes.
Is there
Okay.
a cooler combination job title than atomic scientist / pilot?
/ pilot?
Like,
It's pretty good.
is that? Like, are you the coolest guy on the planet at that point?
I will say another 50s movie immediately into the atomic science. Like,
Yeah,
it's
they
never
loved it.
leaving
Like,
us.
it's all they were thinking about. The sword of Damocles is right there, dude. Like, we're all gonna die.
Yeah, I'm feeling it nowadays,
Yeah.
aren't I? Yeah. And Seven Samurai, directed by Akira Kurosawa.
I've never heard
Samurai
of either
answers
of
the
these.
villagers' request. Yeah, weird that, right? Answers the villagers' request for protection after he falls in hard times. The town needs protection from bandits, so the samurai gathers 6 others to help him teach the people how to defend themselves.
Is Seven Samurai the one
207 minutes.
that created the classic, now like very popular in anime? The two guys strike each other as they're moving by, and then one guy isn't injured.
Falls
he sheaths
over.
the sword, and then the blood sprays out.
I don't know.
Because that was
When did
Kurosawa.
Yojimbo come out? Because I feel like that 61, which was after this. I've only seen Yojimbo, so I
Yeah.
don't fully know Kurosawa's other filmography stuff. But I've been meaning to. I one time I couldn't get to sleep a given night, so I was like, oh, I should watch a movie to just try and get to sleep.
Yeah.
For some reason, I picked Seven Samurai at like 2:30 in the morning. Turned it on, saw the first 50 minutes, was like, this is really good. I'm really fucking tired. So I didn't end up watching the rest of the 3 hours of Seven Samurai.
Well, there you go. You're going to get to see the whole thing now.
Yeah.
That one's going to be fun.
3.5 hours.
This, I think, is going to be one of those years where we're going to get to see, like, the real breadth of how good and bad a movie can be.
I really hate the bad 50s movies we've had so far.
Yeah?
That's King
because they keep
Dinosaur and
killing
Lost
animals
Continent.
and climbing up rocks.
But they're also just boring and slow,
Yeah.
and like, if Killers from Space is just another boring, slow, nothing happens 50s dogshit movie, I'm going to like
I have a feeling
just no.
it is
veto
going
it.
to be. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
that's what we've signed up for.
Yeah. But like, give me more Blackenstein, dude. If we had just Blackenstein after Blackenstein after Blackenstein,
we got to get to the 70s.
I would be okay with it. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I guess so.
At least we get to watch Seven Samurai.
Yeah, 1954, Killers from Space and Seven Samurai.
It's also not a double feature that I definitely didn't forget to watch the early movies of. That's good.
Very funny.
You imagine if I'd forgotten to do the 70s one, I sit down and I'm ready to talk about a trip through Paris and Marguerite. Oh shit, those feature-length movies I was supposed to watch.
Give me 18 minutes, I gotta watch Blackenstein quickly.
Yeah. Oh, fun fact. I was closing tabs. A Trip Through Paris, France. Lumiere brothers.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know if we mentioned that.
I don't think we did, no, but yeah.
Kind of fun.
Yeah.
Oh well. A good one.
Oh, there we have it, yeah. 1954 is next week, so don't forget to watch the movies. That goes for the audience as well.
Is this our best year on average? One banger, one fine?
Right?
Yeah.
One banger, well, hold on. Where did one consolation prize? That's it.
Consolation prize.
Yeah.
So far,
2 fine, 1 consolation prize, and a banger. Yeah.
I think this is the best year so far. Best year in film. You heard it here first.
One of them at least. Yeah.
Yeah. Can't wait for the worst movie to be a banger. That's when we're going to see some sparks fly. Who knows what would happen?
And to be fair, actually, 1973 also had The Exorcist come out. So, like, best year in film. Fucking pretty good,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's just possible. All right, well, enjoy that. Watch the movies. And we will catch you next time.
We'll catch you next time. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.